The streets of Cincinnati, welcome to the jungle! Let's go. Stripes, 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 yeah, stripes, 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 yeah. Orange in the day, black in the night. Stripes in our veins, sparks gonna fly. The beast is awake, orange, black and white. Cause when the jungle come alive, who day we ignite and Cincinnati, we gon' rise and in the jungle we unite and dripping orange and black and white. Who day when we fight, live and die in these stripes. Wake up the beast, every game day is a feast. Time to bust it off the leash. In the jungle dripping heat, tigers strike the city streets. East side stand up, west side stand up. If you reppin' who day, time to put your hands up. Bingo stripes, we in it. New day, new age, yeah, we get it. Cincinnati jungle fitted. Who they in our house, we win it. Orange and black and white, we build it. Earn our stripes, you know we kill it. Bleed our colors, jungle dripping. Nasty, natty, yeah, we live it. Lit the crowd, get the city loud. Yeah, we feasting now. Fit the bounce, make the city howl. Now we beastin' now. Thunder through the tunnel, from the sideline to the huddle. Stripes we tatted on the jungle when we flex that who they muscle on them. Stripes, Cincinnati, we gon' rise and in the jungle we unite and dripping orange and black and white. All day when we fight, live and die in these stripes. Stripes. Now who gotta move like it on? Stripes. Now who wanna move crossing on? Stripes. Now who wanna move on? If you got stripes and you let the city know you rock 'em, yeah we got 'em, yeah we fought 'em. Like that black and orange upon 'em, bingo ball 'em, never stop it till the beast of beast and know who they rockin' with the diamond stripes, flossin' on the ring. Cincinnati, she's our queen, we gon' show the world who king. Orange in the day, black in the night. Stripes in our veins, sparks gonna fly. The beast is awake, orange, black and white. Cause when the jungle come alive, who day we ignite and Cincinnati, we gon' rise and in the jungle we unite and dripping orange and black and white. Who day when we fight, live and die in these stripes. Now who gotta move like it on? Now who wanna move crossing on? Now who wanna move on? Who day when we fight, live and die in these stripes.
Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome to the show. This is Sports with Strawberry Ice. I'm your host, the Iceman, Jeff Trunapole. And as always, I'm bringing you sports from a West Side point of view right here in the great city of Cincinnati, Ohio, home of Oscar Robinson, Jason Maxiel, and the number 5 University of Cincinnati Bearcat football team. And the basketball team is coached by Wes Miller, who had a very good showing the other night. I'm very excited about what the possibility of the basketball season could be. Now, do me a favor. If you found the show, hit that like and subscribe button. Smash that thumbs up. I'm up to 1,415 subscribers. That is awesome. As always, I appreciate every single one of you guys. And as always, in the YouTube chat crew, we're doing super chats. So if you guys like to support what I'm doing or want to definitely make sure your comment gets read, please give me a super chat. I would greatly appreciate it. And also, if you're watching on Facebook or Twitter and you have yet to subscribe to my channel, please do so. Go to Sports with Strawberry Ice, hit the subscription button, hit the bell for the notification, and every time I go live, you'll be notified. Now, I'm coming to you live from the Ice Cave, and the Ice Cave is brought to you by T Properties. T Properties, quality housing for quality people. Check them out at www.tpropertiesllc.com for all your rental property management needs and your rental needs. All right, guys, this is going to be a Bearcat show again today because, well, the Bengals are on a bye week, so not a whole lot going on with them. They're probably all on vacation and stuff and recovering. And Crown, your first question is, will UC cover Friday night? To be honest, I don't even know what the point spread is, so I hope that they just win. Crip says no, but win yes. I was very impressed with the way the Bearcat basketball team played Tuesday night. the 7-footers or almost 7-footers we have were very agile. The kid from Russia looks really good. Um, these are not your typical low post players. It's the new age. 7-footers, Dirk Nowitzki. You can freaking shoot 3-pointers in and out. But these guys were athletic and agile. I loved how they went for every block shot, and they were doing it without fouling these guys. That is a huge, huge thing. I mean, we haven't had a real shot blocker since Jumpin' Jack. He was the last one that we had. So we'll see. Let's see. Raw Flush Terry. What's going on? Sunday without the Bengals feels strange. I don't like it. Yeah. And the 25 and a 21 and a half point favorite. We are, or Georgia is. I'm assuming it's going to be. Actually, is the game at Georgia? I think the game's in Georgia. I know tomorrow night we are playing in Florida. Now, I think I said yesterday that was going to be nip at night, and it's not. I was wrong. They're playing in Tampa versus South Florida. I'm really hoping we all. I'm including myself in on this. We get to the point where we're just enjoying the wins. I expect UC to win. I mean, we are better at every position, I think, than South Florida at every position. There should be no reason. This should be an easy win, but they need to go in, do their job, and get out, and go home and be healthy. I don't want to see what we've seen the last couple weeks, and I'm hoping the Bearcats just relax and go out and play and have some fun. All right, Blackthorn, what's up? Question, Ice. Can UC beat Georgia? I think so. I mean, like I said, I honestly don't know a whole lot about Georgia, to be honest. But from what I saw, now, it's the first game of the year, so you always have to take it with a grain of salt. But first game of the year, they looked very impressive, and that was one of the most impressive performances from a first-year coach and a team that had not played together before that I've ever seen. And I know Evansville isn't a juggernaut, but Evansville, they got the guys who can play. So I was very impressed with I keep saying it's the defense. What drove me nuts so much last year and the year before that was how many times guys just drove right to the basket over and over and over again, and nobody stopped them. Yes, it did happen Tuesday night, but not very often. I mean, we were playing Bearcat defense. We weren't picking them up full court, but right there at half court, a little beyond half court, we were picking them up. I was very excited about that, and we almost shot at one point. We were shooting 46%, 43% from three. I don't expect that to keep happening. It would be nice if it would. Matson is he's going to shoot that good. I mean, he's just a freak when it comes to shooting. So we'll see. Crypt Keeper, how the hell are you, a bunch of hooday loving mother lovers? He's saying hello to the chat crew. Terry, I thought we were talking about the football team at that point. The football team is 21 point. Okay, football team is 21 and a half. Yeah, the football team, I think, honestly, yes, the football team should cover that. I don't know what the point spread is on the basketball team, but yes, the football team should cover this easily. Like I said, South Florida really, and I'm not trying to talk down to South Florida, but if you look at it position by position, we got NFL players all over our lineup, and I can't name one guy on South Florida. So we'll see. Titus, I think our UC basketball goal to be good this year. Let's go UC. Yeah, that's the thing. Is like this is different than when John Brandon took over. When John Brandon took over, we still had stars. We had Keith Williams. We had Cumberland. We still had guys who were legit college players. Not that the guys we don't have now aren't legit college players, but these guys had been to the tournament and there were expectations. I don't have any expectations for this team because I don't know. I don't know what this team's going to be. I really liked what I saw. And if that's the floor and they go up from there, it could be a really fun season. But we'll have to wait and see. I mean, they're jumping into it. Georgia is no joke. It's a good team. It's an SEC team. So we're going to get a chance to find out what's going on, how the basketball team reacts. And I'm happy because at first I thought Bearcats are playing, the football team was playing on Saturday, and it was at 7:00, and the basketball game was at 7:00. I'm like, oh man, they're at the same time. Like, no, Bearcat football is on Friday night, thank God, and basketball is on Saturday night. Brad, it was nice seeing the players give Wes hugs. You would never had seen that in the last 2 years. No, and that's something I noticed this, Brad. They were in a timeout, and Madsen was standing next to Wes, and they're saying something, and Wes kind of pulled him over a little bit and said something, and they started laughing and giggling. We didn't see that last year. And I know Brandon, there's a lot of stuff that come out about the way he ran stuff, and I know COVID and everything. It was a bad couple of years. But it looks like the fun and the joy is back for these kids because they're playing basketball. They're playing college basketball. It's supposed to be fun. And I like that. And they look like they're having fun Tuesday night. Titus. I guess you're talking about the Bengals. If you don't make the playoffs, Bearcats. If we don't make the playoffs, what bowl game you think we're going to play in? I have no idea. If we don't make it, it's going to be a New Year's Six bowl. Which one? I have no clue. I have no clue. I'm so focused on trying to figure out how a pathway for the Bearcats to get into the playoffs. I don't even know which one. Which doesn't. Not that it's a consolation prize. Which this is where this Luke Fickell has got this program at. It's almost like a consolation prize. Like, okay, big deal. Big whoop will be in a New Year's Six bowl. Shoot, a couple years ago, we would have been flipping out to be in a New Year's Six bowl, which is still a great honor, and it shows how far this program has come. Is it going to be disappointing? A little. Yeah, it'll be a little disappointing, but I'm trying to, like I said, back of my mind, I keep saying I don't think they're going to let us in, but them putting us at 5 and not dropping us gives me a little more hope. So we'll see. Terry, the Bearcats didn't play as much zone as they had in the past decade, which is great to see. Bearcat basketball has predominantly been man-to-man defense. Absolutely. Yes. From Bob Huggins to Mick Cronin, it's been man-to-man. And I liked the defense. I liked what I saw. It looked like Bearcat defense. And this fan base, what do we love? What do we've been just ground in our head to love? Defense and rebounds. That's what we love. I want some offense too, but the offense looked good. It really did. It was flowing. It didn't seem like there's a lot of ball stoppage, and I hate that. That's one of the reasons I have a hard time watching the NBA. I think his ball just stops, and the guy just stands there and dribbles and tries to go one-on-one, and or they just shoot three-pointers. That's why I have a hard time getting into the NBA now. But I like the passing, the movement of the ball. It was fun. It was constantly moving, and the thing is, too, is Evansville did a great job, too. If there's a couple of times where they were moving the ball around and our guys were switching and moving and getting in their face. So the communication on the defense was really at a high level, which surprised me, again, being the first game of the year, being the first time they've ever played with each other, and first time Wes Miller ever coached any of these kids at a real game. There was a lot of good to take out of this. They looked really well, looked really good. They didn't look lost. I can't think of one point there that they didn't look like they knew what they were supposed to do. And we didn't see that the last couple of years. We didn't see guys picking each other, having each other's back. You got beat and this guy steps in his way to pick up the defender, or they switch a lot. It was a struggle the last couple of years. I saw a lot of defensive switches, and I like that. Blackthorn. Question for Ice. What makes this year's Bearcat football team different than from the past years? What makes it different? Well, being undefeated for 2 consecutive years. And having you mean like different from the years before Luke Fickell? It's the team, the talent on the team, the ability they have, that they're a higher level team than most any team that they play this year. Their talent level is, I'll say it's been better. Their talent level has been better than anybody that they played this year, and that includes Notre Dame. I think our talent level is above Notre Dame's for this year anyway. So that that's what makes it different is the talent level and just where this program is. The Jungle Podcast. What's going on? You guys have not checked out the Jungle Podcast. Check them out. They're a really good podcast. Crypt Keeper. Yes, I do like this. Yep. It's an old team. And I said that before I think the game started. It's an old team with lots of experience. And that's another thing that helps. It is an older, now we're saying they're older, they're in their 20s, but that is helping the transition, I think. These guys have played lots of college basketball and they know what's going on. And they know what it takes to win. So, and UC plays at 6 on Friday night. Did I say 7? I think I did. Let's see. Wes Miller is the Bob Huggins of 89. I like I said, after one game, we'll see. I'm trying not to get too excited about the basketball team after one game. They looked really good. It was Evansville. We're going to find out a lot more Saturday against Georgia, I think. But there was a lot there to like. Like I said, the chemistry was there. And what I like, and I said this on yesterday's show, Ice Mikey Saunders, actually Wes Miller told Mike that you should start. But for the better of this team, I'm going to have you come off the bench. And Mike said, whatever you want, coach. That is perfect. Madsen should start, but for the betterment of the team, he's coming off the bench, and they're fine with that. And those are the things. You got kids buying in, and that once you get your players buying in, and then, let's be honest, last year the players were not bought in with Brandon. They weren't. I defended Brandon. I did. I thought he was a good coach, but there's a lot of stuff going on behind the scenes that I didn't know about. I wasn't aware of. So we move on from there. But you could tell the difference from this game to any of the games we saw the last 2 years under Brandon, I think. Titus. Talk about the Bearcat football team. I hope next year we go undefeated again. I hope the committee puts us in the playoffs. I really hope and praying on that. Well, it's going to be harder to go undefeated next year because we are losing a lot of guys. So, and that's where I'm hoping I don't want to go into the Big 12 next year. I want to hopefully wait 2023, wait till we replenish what we're losing, because we're losing a lot of talent. I don't know if we're going to go undefeated next year. Let's worry about this year. I really hope. I mean, how cool would it be in the college football playoffs? It would just be outstanding to be the first group of 5 school, where they call us, to be in the college football playoffs. But we'll see. Rough Rush Terry. By the way, the Bearcats b-ball team was picked 6th in the AAC. We shall see how this works out. That's not surprising. I mean, it's really not. I mean, AAC is still a pretty good basketball program or conference. It's not really surprising because, like I said, they don't know nobody knows what they have, so that's the thing. But when you can play defense like they did, you can win a lot of games. And if that defense travels, it can help out a lot. I know everybody's waiting to get Alex Meacham, and he's going to be joining the show about 6:00 tonight. And I've been working on trying to get him on the show for a couple months now. If you guys, most of you should know who Alex Meacham is. He was the fan favorite coming off the bench in the 99 team. He got to play with Bob Huggins. He has a great podcast, Bearcat podcast. He's a great dude. He's. I'll let him explain what he's got going on. He does a lot of stuff with AAU basketball and things like that. So he'll be joining hopefully in about 10 more minutes. But it's kind of hard to get. Well, it's kind of hard to get a little too excited about the basketball team. I'm trying not to. Over what I saw, I'm very excited about what I saw in the first game. Just not get too overhyped, because I'll put it this way. When Brandon came in and I saw the first couple games, because you guys remember the first game Brandon was coached, we hit a lot of 3-pointers. Our defense stunk, but we hit a lot of 3-pointers, and I was very excited about, okay, this is going to be good. We're going to be good moving forward, and it never panned out. So that's why I'm cautiously optimistic on it. Crip Ice, what does Terry Nelson think of Wes Miller? As well, last time I talked to him, he likes him. I've been trying to get Terry. We've been texting back and forth. I'm trying to get Terry on the show next week, hopefully. But yeah, as a X and O coach and everything. I mean, Terry likes him. I mean, honestly, Wes Miller has done everything right to bring the fan base back, to bring the alumni back. He knows the rich tradition that we have here at the University of Cincinnati, and he's embraced it. And he's even said, I'm an outsider, but he goes, I know about the Bearcats. I know about the black jerseys. I know about, Bob Huggins and Bearcat defense. And he goes, I know college basketball. He knows how good a job this is. And with him embracing the city and embracing the players, in turn, the city and the fan base embraces him, I think. Blackthorn, Mrs. Icy, Reds fan. Yeah. When she's not rooting for her Rays. Terry, McGinnis is one we should keep an eye on. Nice guard with a solid offensive skills. And who you talking about for the Bearcats? Let's see. Royal Flush Terry, Cincinnati beating Georgia on Saturday in basketball is a prelude to Cincinnati beating Georgia in January. I like where your head's at, man. But that Georgia defense is no joke. Where's Doggy at? We're talking about his Bulldogs, and he's not on the show today. There's nobody's touching Georgia's defense right now. Their defense is so scary. They let Missouri score 6 points last week? Like that's ridiculous. So yeah, I want to run it back. I know some Georgia fans have tweeted me out and said they want to run it back. I would love the opportunity to run it back and see what happens for the whole shebang. But we got to get there first. So we'll see. I mean, the things we got to work as Bearcat fans, we have to root for Oklahoma to lose, and we have to root for Oregon to lose. And there's a very good shot. There's a better shot, I think, of Oklahoma losing than Oregon. But if both of them lose, I don't see. I mean, the team we need them both to lose, and we need Georgia to win out. Put it this way, because Georgia's going to get in, and I think the winner of the Big Ten is going to get in. If that's Michigan State, Ohio State, whoever, I think they're going to get in. We don't want the Big 12 and the Pac-12 to jump us. So that's where those are the two that are scaring me that we have to get some losses out of them. And I'm not worried about, like I said, Oklahoma is going to play Oklahoma State in 2 weeks. So I think that's going to happen. They're going to lose. Terry, Georgia has few issues, especially with the starting middle linebacker facing some serious allegations. Actually, that's news to me. I don't even know what that is. And yes, Foxy, you're right. OBJ to the Rams, which that was actually surprising to me. I did not see the Rams coming. I personally thought he was going to go to Green Bay. That's where I thought he was going to go. But either way, he's in the NFC, so that's good for us. We don't have to face him in the playoffs. I don't think that's a bad spot for him, to be honest. Him on one side, Cooper Kupp on the other. As long as he shows up and he's the old OBJ, he's going to find out. But how surprised were you guys about the Rams? Because that's one team we never heard anything about the Rams. Then all of a sudden comes out today that OBJ's going to the Rams. Yeah, good question, Crip. Yeah, how the hell does the Rams have so much money? That much money? I don't know, dude. And the thing is, they are all in. Look, if the Rams don't win it this year, they have no draft picks. They've literally traded almost all their draft picks away. Yeah, if they don't win it, they're going to be done for a while, I think, anyway, unless they could figure something out with the salary cap. But they figured out how to get OBJ, and now OBJ is only a 1-year contract. I'm not sure how much it is. But yeah, the Rams somehow figure it out. Terry, I forgot his name, but the Georgia linebacker is facing rape allegations. I heard about it on Tuesday. That is not good. Now, how that affects Georgia moving forward, we'll have to wait and see. Is he one of their starting linebackers? To be honest, guys, I have not been feeling good the last couple of days. I have really kind of been out of it, trying to just get myself better so I can get back to work. Which I haven't even been able to go to work the last couple of days because I felt so bad. I'm feeling better. Just to let everybody know, it's not COVID. I'm feeling better. So yeah, I have not been able to keep up as much as I'd like to. And he's a starter. Okay. Well, yeah, if he's a starter, but still, I mean, Terry, as good as that defense is, they lose one guy. I don't know. I mean, I know it's a linebacker. He's in the middle. If he's the Mike linebacker and calling the plays and all that stuff, that might be a bigger deal. But who knows, man? At Georgia, I mean, everybody keeps saying that Georgia's defense is legit, which they are. But we played that Georgia team last year. And it's, to me, unless I'm wrong, I know they were missing people last year. Did they all of a sudden add a whole bunch of freshmen that are dominating? I mean, to me, it's pretty much the same defense that we should have beat last year. I mean, our defense is the same as it was last year. And we should be the number 2 ranked team as far as defense go, but our run stop has been very lackluster here in the last couple of games. So that's where I'm always like, people say, "Oh, you don't want any of Georgia." I'm like, it's the same team we played last year. As far as unless there's new guys that I don't know about, it's the same damn team, and we played them pretty good last year. So we'll see what happens. I want to run it back for sure. Sorry, I was checking my phone here, making sure everything's good with Alex, and he'll be on shortly. It'd be fun to talk some Red stuff, but I'm like, I don't even know what their plan is or what they're even trying to do. That's what me and Jeff Carr talked about last week. What's that, Crip? Did you try the tomato soup and goldfish? It's the best in my life, my friend. Makes you feel better. I did not know. I have not tried that. Like I said, I'm feeling much better now. Yesterday was kind of rough. Now, you see, I made it the whole time. I haven't coughed yet. Now I'm probably going to jinx myself. What's that, Foxy? Blindside me, him going there. Oh, you mean OBJ? Yeah, I was. I didn't see that one coming. I know Ace tweeted out, said he saw it coming, but I didn't. Terry, the highest ranking we can achieve in the college football playoff is 3rd. That 4th spot might be a death sentence the way Georgia is playing. Yeah, I don't want to play Georgia in the playoffs. I want to play them for the whole thing. Yeah. I'm with you. I'll take 3rd. I don't want to. I want to get out of that 4th spot, but that might be what we're stuck with. You know, we might not have a choice. We're not gonna have a choice. They let us in, and that'll be just like the playoff committee to put us there so we get stomped by Georgia. But to me, wouldn't that be an interesting story, though? You know, the underdogs from Cincinnati. They've fought the odds. They've won undefeated for 2 years. It took a 56-yard field goal for Georgia, who's the number 1 team in the country right now, to beat them last year. They meet for whole ball wax this year. I don't know. To me, I think that's a pretty good storyline. What do you guys think? I hope we make it happen. We will see. Let's see here. What else you guys got going on in the anything else I missed in the chat crew here? Not that I know of. So like I said, we're waiting on Alex Meacham. He's going to be joining us. I know this is great. This is a great podcast right here because, well, I'm kind of running out of stuff to say. I got a whole bunch of stuff lined up for Alex when he gets on. Terry, OBJ, and LeBron are friends. So no one should be surprised that OBJ went to LA. That's true. That is true. I mean, LeBron, being an Ohio guy, it's like, and I guess he grew up a Browns fan. He was tweeting out said, "Free OBJ." I'm kind of like, dude, I thought you were an Ohio boy. I don't know. LeBron is a great basketball player. He is. Got the Cavaliers a NBA championship. Just some of the stuff he does sometimes, I'm like, dude, why do you rip? I feel like you rip on Ohio sometimes, but then you say you love Ohio. Like, it just, I don't know. Some of the stuff he does doesn't make a whole lot of sense, but we'll see. Let me see here. Nope. Okay. 1 second, guys. Sorry. I know this is a great podcast. I keep saying that, but I'm trying to help Alex out here. Hang on a second. Oh, yeah. All right. Let's see here. Crip. When it's all said and done, I see the Bearcats going back to the number 2 before the playoffs starts. Really? I mean, why do you say that, Crip? Because, I mean, they love Alabama. Unless Alabama loses a game, they're not moving them. I mean, I think that's rather obvious because they could have moved them this week because they barely got past LSU. Live TV, people. All right, let's see here. Terry, who are your 7 AFC playoff representatives at this point? Cheezel, at this point? Let's see. Yes. And by the way, for one night, we are all Dolphins fans. Yes. Go Dolphins. What's this, Brad? Did you hear Deion Sanders interviewed for the TCU head coach? I did not. I love Deion. Love him. Not sure if he'd be. Well, I know he's a coach for Florida somewhere. I guess he's doing well there. Is he still doing stuff with Barstool? Let's see here. I'm excited. Sorry, Roy here. I'm excited about the Bearcat basketball team. Defense, rebounding, block shots. Most important, they didn't beat themselves with turnovers. There's a lot of stuff I was impressed with. Yeah, I mean they did not turn the ball over. The offense ran smooth. Like I said, I was really excited about the defense because the defense is always like one of the last things that comes around. It's usually the offense is because everyone wants to shoot, but when you get the defense and watching everybody switch and move, that's the part I like the best. Casey Lockhart, Bearcat basketball has energy and plays hard for their coach. Casey, agree with you, brother. Casey Cash. Primetime is a goat. I love Primetime. That's my boy. He's where at? Jackson State. Yes, Crown. Yes, Crown. We know. He's a Florida State boy. We know. I'm wondering if Alex is having a hard time getting on the show. I don't know because he's not emailing me. I'm try to send it to him one more time to see if this. See if that helps him. I don't know. Because if he doesn't come on here, I'm probably going to get off because I'm running out of stuff to talk about. Oh, my goodness. So, Yeah, and Royal Flush Show, yes, Dion, I said this before, yes, he's the coach at Jackson State University, and I have no idea how they're doing. There you go. Crip. It's going to happen, my friend. We're going to be in. Have faith, Ice, about being number 2 in the country. Hey, I'll be happy to be in. Now, if we're like I think Terry said, if we're at 4 or 3, whatever when we got to face Georgia, I'm not excited about that. I want to face Georgia for the whole thing. I don't want to have to face them before then. What's up, Samuel? What's going on, my friend? How are you? This is what they used to call in radio school dead air. Dead air, dead air, dead air, dead air. I'm probably not putting this up on the podcast. I'm going to cut this all stuff out because who wants to sit and listen to me do this? Yes, I did get my kazoo. I did. And looks like my guest has shown up. He's none other than former Bearcat on the 99 team, one of the crowd favorites. It's Alex Meacham. Alex, what's going on? Are you there?
Good. Can you hear me?
I can hear you. I can't see you, but I can hear you.
Man, I am so sorry. I have trouble logging in here.
As long as we can hear you, we're good.
Yeah, I'm trying to get this so you guys can see my ugly face here. I don't.
You just gotta give the camera permission or whatever to put you on there.
Okay, I'm trying to get this up, but go ahead and start, and I'll try to. I apologize for coming in late, man. I've been sitting here working on this, so.
I figured as much. That's why I sent you a link again. I said maybe he's having problems getting on. So
yeah,
anyway,
I don't know what was happening, but
so anyway, we've been working on this for a couple of months here. We've been emailing back and forth and trying to get you on. So I appreciate you coming on the show. First thoughts of Wes Miller and his first game as a Bearcat head coach. How did you like it? What were you impressed with? What do they have to work on? Stuff like that.
I'm very, very impressed with Wes Miller. I've had a chance to meet with him, talk to him on several occasions, and he is just, man, this guy is genuine. And sometimes when a new coach takes over, as a former player, as a fan, sometimes you're nervous, especially somebody from outside of our family. You wonder, will they fully get it? Will they fully engage with everybody? And he's just been fantastic. And I'm going to tell you what, proof in the pudding, if you watch those guys play defense versus Evansville, they were engaged. And Jeff, was that Bearcat defense right there?
Exactly. You took the words right out of my mouth. That's exactly what I was saying before you get on here. The part I was most impressed with was the switching, because you got to call it out, and that takes a little while to work that out. I didn't see any problem with them switching up from from guy to guy, and then the 7-footers blocking shots without fouling. I was impressed with it, and they picked up the defense, not at half court or not at full court, but about half court. They picked them up. I really like the defense. I was very impressed with that.
Yeah, absolutely. And one of the things, the sign of great coaching is when you can get young men, 19, 20, 21, 22, to really buy into playing defense and not really worrying about, will the points, will I have this many points, or, will I be doing these things on offense? Because obviously, offensively, that's where a lot of people get a lot of, accolades and awards. But to get them to really buy in, man, and they were bought in. So kudos to Coach Miller and also his staff for the wonderful job they're doing.
Yeah, exactly. And the thing is, Alex, it looked like they're having fun. Because I talked about this before you came on, that there was a point in the game where Madsen was over by Wes, and Wes kind of tugged his jersey or whatever, and I don't know what they said, but they both kind of laughed. And it was that to me, to see the kids having fun. That was cool, because I didn't see it the last couple of years. I know with COVID and everything going on, it was probably a very stressful situation, but it's nice to see them having fun. And just like Casey said here in the chat here, to get them bought in already is awesome, especially that defense. Because if they can do that on a consistent basis, we're going to win some games.
Yeah, Jeff, at the end of the day, if you look at the fabric of, just think about our city. Our city of Cincinnati is very blue collar. People go to work every single day. They grind it out. So a lot of times you think our sports teams are going to kind of take on that type of, role playing. And so if you look over time and you think about Bearcat basketball, the fabric is, edgy teams, tough teams, locking in playing defense. And something we saw against Evansville we haven't seen in a long time, rim protection.
Yes.
And we went back to the days of the Kenyon Martins,
Mm-hmm.
Mason Max Seals, the Eric Hicks, and excuse my language, but get that shit out of here. When you
Exactly.
get that shit out of here. And, that's what, that toughness. So if you're playing, very strong perimeter defense and you've got rim protection, watch out.
Exactly. Terry says here, Kyle Washington and Dermar Johnson are on the coaching staff, which certainly has some effect on the Bearcats' style of play.
No question. No question. First of all, Kyle Washington is that dude is not only a great basketball player, but a great human being. And one of the things I think with Wes Miller looking at bringing in a former player to not only, if you go to practice, he's out there running around with the guys.
Right.
He's built an unbelievable connection. And Kyle Washington has a very, very high basketball IQ. So he was a great addition. And then Dermar comes from that generation and understands what it means to wear the red and black and having Cincinnati on the chest. He, like your shirt there, he totally gets and understands that. And listen, I'm friends with Dermar. I talked with him quite a bit before the Evansville game. And I said, are they listening to you? And what I meant by that was not even the players, are the coaches listening to you? Because think about this, Jeff. You've got, Wes Miller, Mike Roberts, Andre Moore, Coach Dollar, Jake Thielen, all these new coaches that are here really haven't been around Bearcat basketball. So they kind of lean on Dermar, to say what's been successful here. And Dermar can tell them this is what we did. And he's doing that, and they are listening.
Yeah, and just like you said, and what I would always love is you guys, especially when you played and you had Kenyon Martin on your team, and we were always the bullies on the block. We wore the black jerseys, all muscle bound dude. The Monster Factory is back. It looked like that. It looked like old Bearcat basketball because we were the big boys. We were always the big boys when we played, and we haven't seen that in a while. And the last couple of years, watching how many guys dribble drive right down the middle of the lane was so frustrating with that, because I'm like, that's not Bearcat basketball. We don't do that. You don't drive down the middle lane on us. And I could say I saw maybe 2, maybe 3 times during the whole game that happened on Tuesday night. The defense was on point. I can't emphasize that enough, how hard that is, I think, to bring all these guys together who haven't played together before, a coaching staff that hasn't coached them before, and to get the defense to look that good on the opening night. I was very impressed with it.
Yeah, no question. It's a step in the right direction. But here's the deal. So first game, everybody's pumped up and excited. Got Georgia on Saturday. And then after, so here's the test for me as a fan and former player. Georgia, place is going to be packed. It's going to be rocking. It's a Saturday. No football game on Saturday. They play USF on Friday.
Right.
So after we win that game, everybody's going to be excited to watch hoops. I think we're going to come out and have a strong performance versus Georgia. And then we go Tuesday, I believe Thursday next week, Alabama A&M and Presbyterian. You can look that up. I think that's what it is. And you're talking about 2 more after the Georgia game. You've got 2 more games in the following week. Now, guys are going to be tired. Legs are going to be tired. They're going to class. There's a lot of stuff going on. How engaged will they be? Now, I know Alabama and A&M and Presbyterian might not be, the highest level of competition, but at this point, with this new system and these new guys, it's all about finding out how engaged these young men and this basketball team is to winning.
Yeah, and you are correct. It's Alabama, A&M, and Presbyterian next week here.
Yep.
Get some more questions here. Chat is starting to blow up here. Okay, Roy wants to know, Alex, how do you think the Bearcats will match up with Houston and Memphis this year?
Good question. Houston basically stole the blueprint of Bearcat basketball.
Yeah, I know. That's what was so frustrated playing against them last year. I'm like, that's us. Or at least it was.
But it's a compliment.
Right.
And we're getting back to that. And then you have Memphis. So how do we match up? That's a good question because I don't even think – well, one, I don't know. I have not seen Houston this year yet. I watched a little bit of Memphis because I've watched Amani Bates play in the summertime, so I was interested to see how he does. And obviously, those two teams are going to be the top of the conference. Right. So I think those two teams are going to be the test. Now, if we continue to improve defensively already on what I thought was a good defensive performance, clean up some things offensively, we can sneak out some victories against Houston and Memphis. Might be because I always say this. I think when opposing teams come into Fifth Third Arena, it is a home court advantage.
Absolutely.
And I think we can steal some games there. Now, road games in conference are tough as hell, Jeff, because you got to think about this. You're dealing with young people. There's travel. It's going to be cold. They're in class. Some of them are online classes, but they're taking care of their studies and all that stuff. So there's a lot of stuff going on that factors into traveling. So it's not always the easiest to go on the road. So I'm hoping we can hold it down at home. So it'll be a great test because Houston and Memphis are going to be the two teams that everyone's going after.
Right, exactly. I got a statement or question here from Casey Lockhart. Mike Saunders Jr. looked like he could be another Dalvin Mitchell from Baylor, fast and disruptive on D. He's a blonde blur. That's what I call. And I've had Melvin Levitt on here before, and he said he likes to be called Ice Mike, but Ice Mike is going to be awesome coming off the bench.
Yeah. What's probably more impressive is Mike's attitude. Mike's attitude in buying into, hey, I'm going to do what it takes to win. And one thing that needs to happen when you're a new or young player, and I consider a sophomore a young player in the program, you have to buy in that it might not be your time freshman year, sophomore year. Your time might be junior year or senior year. And, Mike has the attitude that whenever it's my time, I'll be ready. And he's shown that. He did not start versus Evansville. He's capable of starting. What was the first thing that Mike did when he came into the game? Right away, within 2 seconds of him being in, he got a steal. He was engaged. And that's just a true testament to Mike. He's an awesome kid. I've had, several sit-down, face-to-face conversations with him and just talking to him. And he's a fantastic kid. And he's going to be a fan favorite at Fifth Third for a long time.
Oh, absolutely. And I'll take this from what Wes Miller said after the game on Tuesday night, that he told Mike Mikey Saunders that you deserve to start, but we need you to come off the bench. And his answer was, I'll do whatever's best for the team. And that's when you get kids bought in this early already for that, or who aren't worried about playing time and stuff like that. And I'm not getting the ball, they're worried about the team. That's a good sign for the coaching staff moving forward. That is for sure.
Yeah, that's true. And here's the problem they're going to face. Let's say you might have, I don't have the stats in front of me, but let's see, the Evansville game, what did he play? 11 guys?
Yeah.
11 guys. CJ and Sam didn't get in. And that's not going to happen every game.
Right.
11 guys aren't going to play. It's going to get narrowed down. And that means that guys on the bench are going to have to buy into their role and be ready. And in fact, there's one player, and I'm not going to say who it is, but there's one player on the team right now that I'm going to be mentoring. And I'm not sure exactly how all of his playing time is going to go this year. But one thing I told him after the Evansville game is every game, whether you play 20 minutes or not, always be ready. Because your time might be that game or the next game. Don't pout and don't put your head down. So, like I was saying, the issue that we'll face moving forward is Coach Miller's going to have to narrow down his who he plays, who starts, who's coming off the bench, and the guys he's going to roll with. And some guys are just going to have to accept the role of maybe not playing a lot right now.
Yeah, especially when get into a conference play. That's definitely where the bench starts getting shortened a little bit. Tara here says Coach Dollar came from Georgia, so he knows our next opponent very well. I think that could definitely help us out there.
Yeah, for sure. I'm going to tell you one thing about Coach Dollar. He's a hell of a recruiter, and
we're going to need that.
Yeah.
Going into the Big 12, we're going to need that.
Yeah, but they're doing a great job so far of identifying. And Coach Fickle really said it the best, and I love the way Coach Fickle said it. I'm going to kind of paraphrase, but he said something to the effect that it's not always about what star the kid is, 4-star, 5-star. It's important to get the right fit for your culture.
Right.
And Coach Fickle and his staff, Greg Scruggs, and just, all the different coaches they have that are on the recruiting trail, they've done an excellent job of finding the right kid that's going to fit into their culture. The Des Ritters, the Alec Pierce, go on and on with Josh Wiley, guys that fit that culture, great attitude kids. And Wes Miller and his staff are about the same thing. They're trying to find kids that fit. Because think about this. You look at two guys that I played with, and Jeff, you correct me if you think I'm wrong, but I'm going to say these two guys left the university as two of the greatest to ever play there. One of them is Kenyon Martin, and the other is Steve Logan.
Oh, absolutely.
And those guys came in with very little fanfare. Kenyon Martin may have had offers from Texas A&M, Steve Logan from Cleveland State.
Hugs used to call Steve Logan a little fat guy. That's what he was. I want to tell you, he worked his butt off and got better.
But they fit our culture.
Exactly.
Toughness. So I think Wes and his staff are doing a great job of identifying the right guys, not just the guys that are, he's a 5-star or he can jump out the gym or do this and that. It's like, let's find the guy that fits what we do. A great example is I thought Mick Cronin and his staff did a great job when they recruited, Gary Clark. Gary Clark didn't have a lot of fanfare, but he fit the culture perfectly.
Exactly. Yeah, he was definitely a Bearcat player through and through. All right, well, I got one more real quick question, and then I want to move on to some of your accolades here. Crown wants to know, how many pairs of shoes do you have?
Oh, gosh. I think 560, maybe 560.
Woo!
Yeah. So, well, yeah, probably right around there. My nephews from Florida stole a bunch from me. They came so it's probably a little. I don't even know what they took. I better check on that. So,
All right, so let's get into your Bearcat basketball career. You were on the '99 team, and we all remember how that season went. It was a great year. Could have won the whole thing if Kenyon obviously didn't break his leg. But what are your favorite memories of that team and just your years of playing with the Bearcats?
Gosh, my best memories. Well, listen, first of all, I'm growing up a Bearcat fan. To be able to play for the Bearcats and wear the red and black has benefited me in so many ways. Even today, so many things that I'm involved with are a result of, playing for UC, giving me a platform to get into doors I may normally not get in. So it was an honor, a privilege to wear the red and black. Some of the best memories were playing alongside of guys like Kenyon Martin, watching Lenny Stokes, Dermar Johnson, Kenny Satterfield. Satterfield called me today.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, he calls me all the time. We talk a lot. Watching those guys, I mean, those are McDonald's All-Americans, you know, and those guys come in because of some of the things that we did as a team. And to watch a guy like Kenyon Martin come in and develop into the player he developed into, the number one player in the country, maybe and probably he'll be the last ever senior to go number one in the NBA.
Probably. Yeah, because they don't stick around that long anymore.
They don't. He's still the last one. So I think probably my best memories is being around the guys and watching them, you know, mature and grow, and helping me mature and grow as a person. And the person that's responsible for making that happen is Bob Huggins. And I call Bob Huggins almost once a month and leave him a voicemail and just tell him thank you. That is I just did that last week.
So Casey's got one on here. We always talk about this. Beating Duke in the Great Alaskan Shootout, the long pass. I've like I said, I've had Melvin Levitt on here before talking about it. I haven't got Kenyon yet. I'm working. I need to hook me up with Kenyon and talk about this too. But what was that experience like being in that game and beating the number one team, Duke, on that crazy play?
Wow, I have so many stories from that trip. It'd be a whole nother podcast. But my vantage point of that game is so different from a Melvin Levitt, because Melvin was in the game and he was such a vital part of every single possession of that basketball game. I had one of the best seats in the house for the entire game. I was so nervous that last timeout that Hugs.
You and me both.
Oh my gosh, no, it's a true story. So we get to the timeout, Jeff, and I knew what play we were going to run because we had practiced it over and over. It was like a no-brainer that was the play that was going to be run. But Coach Hugs was throwing in some different wrinkles to the play. Well, I was so nervous when Hugs was talking, he sounded like Charlie Brown's teacher. But I knew what play we were doing. I didn't know what variation would work. And if you go back and watch the YouTube video, when Fletch throws it to Ken, the key to that play was Ken was not to come down with the basketball. He was to make the pass while he was in the air.
Right.
While he was in the air, Mel sprinted forward and then sprinted back, and that's when Trajan Langdon slipped. That's why Melvin was so open, because Trajan slipped. And if you look, when Ken turned in the air and threw that pass and Mel caught it, as Mel's jumping for the dunk, look at me on the bench. I am jumping in the air, thinking I'm the one dunking it too. And we just went right then and there. I was like, this is the most amazing game. And I'm like, I feel like, you know, I don't know how to say this, but being a part of, I think, one of the biggest victories in Bearcat basketball, you know, history. Obviously 61, 62 championships. Yeah. And they should have had a third one, but
yes, they should have.
But, you know, just to be a part of that, man, I'm just honored to have the opportunity. And that game is definitely a highlight of my basketball career. Exactly.
I mean, I know that was a highlight for all Bearcat fans. I mean, I don't know. The thing is, I don't know how many Bearcat fans actually stayed up to watch it, because it was only like 1, 2 o'clock in the morning or something like that here in Cincinnati. But it was amazing. And trust me, I was jumping up and down too. So, I mean, I wasn't dunking the ball either, but that was one of the most iconic, fun, exhilarating moments of being a Bearcat fan ever. I mean, it was awesome. And so what do you got going on right now? I know you got Shine On Media, and you got some stuff going on with your AAU basketball too, right?
Yeah. So this year we operated 30 AAU basketball teams, starting at 4th grade all the way up to seniors to be. Our goal every single year with all of our teams is to, you know, help kids get to the college level. So we probably average around 70% of our kids go on to play college basketball, but our main goal is that 100% of our kids go on to college and get a degree. That's the number one goal. So got the Shining Star Sports going on, and off of that, doing my podcast with you. I know you hyped up on Twitter, so thank you for that.
I love your podcast.
Thank you very much. I'll be interviewing Kenyon.
Oh, I'm definitely listening to that one.
Yeah.
Hey, if you ever need a co-host, just hook me up. I'll jump on there.
Unfortunately, you're gonna have to fight off Corey Blunt, because I just had a meeting with Corey today, and he was like, "I want to be your co-host." He said the same thing. So yeah, I met with Corey earlier today. So you got to fight with Corey.
Wait, come on. Who's a bigger star, the Iceman or Corey Blunt? I mean, come on, seriously. Totally kidding. It's Corey. We know.
He's a great guy. So I just have a lot of I do a lot of charity work as well. I'm on the board of the Greater Cincinnati Boys and Girls Club, and I just love giving back. I'm part of a program where we give shoes. We donated 200 pairs of shoes to the inner city kids before school. So in August, we're going to do that every year. I'm part of the Talbert House Fatherhood Committee, in which we raise every year over $350,000 to help down and out dads get
that's awesome.
reignited with their families. So a lot of philanthropic work here in the community I'm involved with. So a lot of stuff. I'm taking care of my parents, man. They're older and their health's kind of, so I'm kind of being the parent as right now. So
funny how that the circle comes around. We got to take care of our parents when they get older.
But you know what? If it wasn't for them, I would have
absolutely
not Bearcats, and it's what I'm supposed to do, and it's what I'm going to continue to do. Make
absolutely
sure I keep them healthy. So
absolutely. So are you gonna be able to make it? Do you get to many Bearcat basketball games?
So
probably do, since you live here.
Yeah, so I have season tickets to the football and basketball games. So I've been to every football game this year. I'll be at every basketball game this year. I'm doing my podcast live from Mio's in Clifton.
Ah, cool. When's this?
Before every Bearcat basketball home game, I'll be live at Mio's. And we go 2 hours before tip-off. So this past game, Evansville game, started at 7. We went from 5 to 6. My guest was the Iron Horse, the Lakota legend, Bearcat great Keith Greger.
Yeah.
And so on Saturday, this coming Saturday, Georgia game, my special guest, I haven't announced it yet, so I'll announce it on your show.
Exclusive.
My special guest will be one of the top 5 scorers in the history of Bearcat basketball, Deontay Vaughn.
Oh, nice.
So every home game, I will have a different former player from the past will be coming in town. We'll have James White, Eric Hicks, Kashmir Wright. I got so many guys committed to coming in. I got some other potential big-time stars coming in. So it's be 2 hours before every Bearcat home game. You can come get autographs from the guys. We're going to probably be partnering with another company here to have some special giveaways as well. I can't really say what that is yet until they sign off on it. And so be a good time. So you should come down. Love to have you come.
Yeah, I think I might try to make it down there this Saturday. That sounds like a lot of fun there, because especially, dude, I'm all about Bearcat. You can see I got the greatest Bearcat ever, Oscar Robertson, behind me. That's one of my favorite jerseys ever.
Hey Jeff, you want something that's gonna blow you away?
What's up?
My mom was in Big O's wedding.
Nuh-uh, really? That's awesome, dude.
Here's what's crazy. Gosh, I wish my damn camera worked, and I feel like you're like talking to a blank screen.
I am talking to a blank screen, but that's all right. We can still hear
you. So my mom and Oscar's wife are very good friends, and they went to school together. So my mom was in his wedding, and here's the thing: Oscar and his wife gave everyone this gold medallion that has Oscar's name and his wife's name, and then it has the people in the wedding's name on the back. I have the gold coin.
Awesome.
It's a necklace. Yeah, it's crazy. So she's like, "Don't you lose it now."
Absolutely not. That's something you keep and you pass on down to generations on that thing. That thing's cool. Yeah. Well, that gives us to this question that Terry said, which I didn't even know you knew Big O as well as you did. But what did Big O teach you about basketball and life?
Well, first of all, I don't know. I have not really had a chance to sit down with Oscar. Corey Blunt and I were actually talking about this earlier. Corey sat down for several hours and just really learned about Big O's story. And I've never had a chance to really do that with him. However, when I wrote my book, Walk of a Lifetime, came out in 2001, ironically, Oscar's book had come out right around the same time. So Oscar and I did a book signing together. And we sat and we talked. And so kind of to answer that question, what did I learn from O? I didn't learn anything basketball wise because he really didn't give me any tips or anything like that. But he told me more about kind of like what he had to go through during his time and, being a Black player during a time in which it was bonkers, like sleeping in different hotels than the rest of your team, having stuff thrown at you in games. And, just talked about overcoming those obstacles and, how to overcome those things. He talked a lot. So I learned a lot about what he went through and what he had to endure and just kind of moving forward with life. So, and it's always interesting, like to hear somebody, I mean, you think about it, Oscar Robertson in this era, that's like sitting next to Michael Jordan.
Oh, absolutely. I say this all the time. He was Michael Jordan before Michael Jordan.
Oh, yeah. And I'm sitting there listening to these, like just he and I, just hour before our book signing, just listening to all these. So just hearing the stories and that's just like gold. And I can tell, my children, my nephews, everybody, the stories that I sat with the Big O and talked about those things. So
absolutely. How is Oscar doing? I heard his health wasn't so great. Is he doing okay, or how is he doing?
His health's, I think, been up and down. I don't have an update right now, but he lives in Orlando.
Right.
Ironically, the Big O is in the O.
Yeah, right, exactly.
That's kind of. But I think he attended an NBA game recently. So
I know lots of people ask me all the time, like he's not in his chair, down at I still call it the shoe. I still call it that. Down at the shoe, Fifth Third. He's not there. Is he okay? I said I know he moved to Florida. I said other than that, I don't know. I just know his health wasn't that great, but I don't know how he's doing other than that.
Yeah, I'm not totally sure. Corey Blunt does, I believe, still communicate with them, and I'd like to. Corey and I even talked about this. I'd like to fly down to Orlando and sit with Oscar and do a podcast and just have him tell
absolutely
his life story. Like just give me 2 hours and let's just do the whole story and just archive that. So we talked about actually, doing that. I would be honored to be able to.
I would listen to the whole 2 hours just to hear the stories of what he had to go through and just to play basketball and just his stories of that era. And I'm always interested also in the stories of the Royals, because the Royals are the Sacramento Kings, and if they hadn't traded Oscar, maybe we might have an NBA team here in Cincinnati.
True. And I don't think he was happy about that trade. I remember him saying something to me about that. I don't think he was happy about that. But
exactly. All right, one last question here, and I'll let you get out. I appreciate you coming on. But Casey here says, what's the vibe between the former players and Coach Miller? Is he engaging them?
Yeah, so Casey, to answer your question, he is doing an unbelievable job engaging former players. And I'm going to tell you what I think really helps Coach Miller. He's from North Carolina. He played at North Carolina. The alumni base, basketball specific, out of North Carolina is unbelievable. And they do an amazing job of engaging with their former players and making them feel very important part of the program. So when Coach Miller comes to Cincinnati, and we have just as much rich tradition as anybody in college.
Absolutely, we do. I say that all the time.
Oh, there's no question. When people take a deep dive into UC basketball, they go, holy shit, like,
right.
This is like the players you all had, the run, like the Jordan unis, you guys were iconic.
I love those. You'll love those uniforms still.
We all do, right? I see you got the Jordan Max Seal one in the back.
Yeah, right. Yep. Right. Where's that? There it is.
Where
I point at.
And so he's done a great job of, and here's the thing. So engaging with former players is not just like, hey, how you doing? I'm Miller. How are you doing? Blah, blah, blah. He's calling people. He's having them come to his office. he's asking them, what do you want to see? And here's a great example. He called me when he got the job, and he wanted to meet with me. And I'm thinking, like, dude, I was a walk-on.
You were a crowd favorite walk-on. We always would chant, Meacham, Meacham.
Well, thank you. No, I appreciate all the cheers. But I'm like, I'm a low, and if you look at the order of former players, I sit very, very low on that list. And for him to engage with me and spend an hour and a half in his office talking about Bearcat basketball, I left out of there and I'm like, okay, if he's doing that with me, imagine him engaging with the Corey Blunts, the Leonard Stokes, the Steve Logans, the Melvin Levitts, the James Whites. Him and Eric Hicks grew up together. So on and on and on. And all of them, I talk to a lot of them. I text with James White all the time, and he's engaged with them. He's talked to them. And that to me is very impressive. And I want to say all that to say this, Jeff. Bearcat basketball in 2021, 2022, and if you look at where we are, the players we have, the hype at the arena, even the hype behind football right now, if you go back, so many of the former basketball players had such a big impact on building the hype.
Oh, absolutely.
Where we are, right? It's like, and no offense, a lot of my best friends played football for UC, but when I was in college, UC football, you could sit anywhere you could run around the stadium and not hit anybody.
Yeah, I would go there when Tim Murphy was the coach, and you could sit wherever you wanted.
No question. And so Bearcat basketball took athletics to a whole nother level.
Absolutely.
And there were so many players, I think, that were the backbone to making that happen. You go back to Roger McClendon, McDonald's All-American from Illinois, one of the top players in the country, comes to UC over Kansas and all these other top schools. And he was a big building piece because he came under Tony Yates. Tony Yates didn't, necessarily do wins and losses very good, but that led to Bob Huggins. That led to the, third or shoemaker, as we call it, the shoe being built.
Yep.
And then that brings in, the Steve Sanders hits the shot versus Minnesota.
Yep.
And you get to your Kenyon Martins, and then your Dermar Johnsons, and you keep going on and on. So
I'm getting goosebumps right now. You just saying all those names, just to let you know.
My favorite Bearcat of all time, Nick Van Exel.
Yeah, baby.
Nick the Quick's my favorite of all time. And, all those guys are so important and to UC athletics. Forget just basketball, UC athletics. And so Miller understands that. So understanding how important these guys are, get them back, get them engaged, let the fans see them. That's so important to fandom. And as we look at it now, Jeff, going to the Big 12, football's killing it. Basketball's on the rise. Bearcat athletics is at one of the highest points it's ever been.
Absolutely.
And you start engaging with these former guys, getting them all back, and even football, Travis Kelce's and all these guys. It's a no-brainer. It's just, it takes the fandom to another level.
Oh yeah, dude, I can't wait till we get into the Big 12. And for me, everybody's excited about the football. I'm excited about the basketball, man. We can go to Kansas and play. Hugs. We can see Hugs come to Fifth Third Arena. I mean, the basketball is going to be unbelievable. It's going to be like it was when we first joined the Big East. It's one of the best, if not the best, basketball conference in the country. So we're not even talking about how good the football is going to be, but the basketball is going to be unbelievable. I cannot wait for it to start, and I wish they'd give us a date. I keep hearing 2023, but that's just speculation as far as I know.
I think it's all going to come down to I could be wrong, but I think it's going to come down to the amount of money we can pay to get in earlier.
Right. Or Texas and Oklahoma too. I think when they leave too, if they want to leave earlier, I think that has a lot to do with it as well.
Good. Hope they leave early.
Yes, me too. Get out.
because going to the Big 12, what that does basketball, I think it benefits basketball more than football because that Big 12 improves our recruiting.
Mm-hmm.
So you start to get guys, they just, signed what, 3 guys just the other, I guess the period was yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
Big Dan, they signed Big Dan. I think he's a 4-star. And they're looking at another 4-star. They offered a 5-star. So you start getting these guys at that level starting to look at the school and the university like it was back in the day.
Absolutely. And the thing is too is the way the arena is now in Fifth Third is that's as good of a basketball arena as anybody's in the country. You walk into that, you're like, whoa, like this is a big time basketball program. Now, the old shoe, I've still always loved the old shoe just because of the memories and everything there. But let's be honest, it was a glorified high school gym. It was nice, but what they have now, that's big time basketball right there. That's gonna be a selling point in and of itself is just the arena.
Yeah, I got 2 stories for you, quick.
Okay.
One is last time Memphis was here pre-pandemic. I was talking with Penny after the game, Hardaway, and he was telling me, he was like, "I really like this arena." And I said, "Really?" I said, "Because you're everywhere. You're at all the different ones." And he goes, "It just really fits your guys' program. Like,
yes,
it fits." And he was very. By the way, Penny is. I know him from one of his good friends is one of my good friends. So he's he is a great person. After that game, we beat Memphis at home.
Mm-hmm.
That whatever that was 2 years ago now.
Yeah.
And I'm talking with Penny, and there were a couple people there I know that wanted to meet Penny. And I said, "Hey, do you mind if I introduced you to a couple people?" And he said, "Sure." He came out of the arena. He met him, took pictures. There were other people there. He took pictures with them. This is after a loss.
Right.
And he was just as nice as could be. My other story, last thing is, first of all, the original shoe was not made as a basketball arena. It was a multi-purpose facility.
That's what I kept telling everybody too. They're like, that's why the corners, you look down at the student section. I said, because it wasn't made for this.
Absolutely, Jeff. And now we have an arena that's built for basketball.
Mm-hmm.
And
exactly.
Yep.
Yeah, it is awesome. I love the direction that UC athletics is going. It's up and up and up, and it's gonna be a lot of fun this weekend. We got the Bearcats playing South Florida on football on Friday night. Then the basketball team is facing Georgia on Saturday, and you are going to be at Mio's again. Is that what you said?
I'll be at Mio's on Saturday from 5 to 6 live with Deontay Vaughn. I'll be there next Tuesday and next Thursday. I'll have different former players at those games as well, 2 hours before game time. And I believe both those games are probably at 7. I have to double check.
I mean, I had it up here real quick. I think the basketball game's at 6, isn't it?
Next Tuesday, this Saturday 7. I know that.
Yeah, Saturday 7. Yes, you're right. Yeah, yes, both the other. Yeah, Alabama A&M is 7, and Presbyterian is both 7. They're all 7 o'clock.
Yeah, good.
So yes,
I'll be running the podcast 5 to 6 with those guys. So
well, I will definitely have to try to step out there Saturday and say hi and check you out and
get there early. I'm gonna tell you that now. You know, Mick Cronin's brother Dan showed up, and Dan didn't get a table. We had to stuff Dan in the back. It was packed.
Well, I will definitely try to get there early. That's for sure. But Alex, I appreciate you coming on. We'll definitely have to do this again sometime. Hopefully next time your camera will work.
I got to figure it. I'm on I'm in a gym and it's all. Sorry, man. And sorry it took a while to get scheduled, man. My schedule's so crazy.
Hey, no problem, man. I appreciate you coming on. I know you're a busy guy. Anytime anybody's able to give me time to come on my podcast, I appreciate it, and I appreciate you. And
how long have you been doing
like I said, what's that?
How long have you been doing it?
I've been doing my podcast about 2.5 years now. I started out just doing videos, for about 20, 30 minutes. And then I got into doing the podcast because I couldn't figure out how to do the podcast part. I was just a YouTube thing. Then I figured out how to do the podcast. And then now I got into the channel lets me go live. So I've been going live on YouTube and all this for over a year now. But the whole podcast has been about 2.5 years.
All right. Good. That's awesome, man. Well, continued success. And I saw you had Keith Jenkins on there. That's my guy.
Yeah, Keith's a good dude. I gotta try to get him back on again. I appreciate him coming on too. He covers the Bearcats for the Inquirer. So yeah, he's a good dude to have on the show.
Very good friend. He's a big sneaker guy like me. So
dude, you guys are gonna kill me. If I come to your place to see all your sneakers, I'm gonna be completely jealous because I'm a big sneaker guy myself. I love Jordans. I have a thing for Jordans. I love Jordans.
Really?
Oh, dude, I love Jordans. They're my favorite freaking shoe ever. Like I wish I had my original ones. I had the original ones when I was a kid, in '85.
What got you into Jordans? Just liking Michael Jordan?
Like Michael Jordan. That was my favorite player, Michael Jordan. And then they're just cool looking. I mean,
for sure.
And now it's like everybody talks about the Jordan stuff. Like, man, you don't know nothing. Like we had the original ones. Get out of here with that stuff.
Right. They don't know nothing about that. Absolutely.
Exactly. Alex, all right, man. I'll let you go and check me out. I'll see you Saturday. I'll plan on trying to come down and
please do. Would love to have you.
All right, brother.
All right, Jeff. Thanks for having me on. Okay.
Thank you. Take it easy.
All right, you too.
See you. Bye.
Bye.
All right, guys. I hope you enjoyed that as much as I did. Alex is a great guy. That was Alex Meacham. You could tell by his voice. I know you couldn't see him, but it was him. So let's get to the Facebook groups that let me live stream, and I appreciate every single one of them. They are Houday Nation, Houday Legion, Bearcat Ruckus, Bearcat Country, Bearcat Nation, Cincinnati Reds, riding third, heading for home, the Ice Bar. And they follow me on all my social media platforms, all under Sports with Strawberry Ice. I'm on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok. Twitter handle is at Jeff A. Tronopole. TikTok is at Iceman90. I'm going to try to pull the sound off later on tonight. I'll try to clean it up a little bit so there's not so much lagginess. I might just put the interview up with Alex on the podcast as long as Anchor lets me do it. But check out the podcast. It's on BeanPod, Apple iTunes, Spotify, Google, Stitcher Play, pretty much wherever you get your podcast. Please make sure you rate, like, and review. Give me a 5-star review. Leave a comment so more Cincinnati fans can find my podcast. I would greatly appreciate it. YouTubers, we're at 1,415 subscribers. That is awesome. I appreciate every single one of you guys. Try to get up to 2,000 by the time the Super Bowl rolls around. And the only way I can do that is with your help. So please tell your friends, tell your neighbors about Sports with Strawberry Ice on YouTube. And other than that, as my boy, Jeremy D likes to say, remember one thing and one thing only. And that is, you don't live in Cleveland, you live in Cincinnati, so act like it. Houday, let's go watch some Thursday night football. What are we going to do this weekend? No Bengals. Well, good thing the Bearcats are spread out. Sunday, I'm going to be watching Red Zone the whole time. You guys have a great evening. I'll see you Friday. And that's just sports, baby. See ya!
Let's go. In the night, stripes in our veins, sparks gonna fly. The beast is a wet orange, black and white. Cause when the jungle come alive, Houday, we ignite and Cincinnati, we gon' rise and in the jungle, we unite and dripping orange and black and white. Houday, when we fight, live and die in these stripes. Wake up the beast, every day is a feast. Time to bust it off the leash. In the jungle, dripping heat. Tigers strike the city streets. East side, stand up. West side, stand up. If you reppin' Houday, time to put your hands up. Dingle stripes, we in it. New day, new age, yeah, we get it. Cincinnati, jungle fitted. Houday in our house, we win it. Orange and black and white, we build it. Earn our stripes, you know we kill it. Bleed our colors, jungle dripping. Nasty, natty, yeah, we live it. Lit the crowd, get the city loud. Yeah, we feasting now. Fit the pounce, make the city howl. Now we beastin' now. Thunder through the tunnel, from the sideline to the huddle. Stripes we tatted on the jungle when we flex that Houday muscle on them. Stripes, Cincinnati, we gon' rise and in the jungle we unite and dripping orange and black and white. Houday, when we fight, live and die in these stripes. Stripes. Now who gotta move like it on? Stripes. Now who wanna move crossing on? Stripes. Now who wanna move on? If you got stripes and you let the city know you rock 'em, yeah we got 'em, yeah we fought 'em. Like that black and orange jungle